Hello, I'm Dr. Jeffrey Watson, and we're right here on the HealthBeat Show. Today, we're talking some about the social determinants of health. Those factors include healthy parks, include healthy schools, shopping centers, making sure that there's banking, making sure you get your regular checkups, but also housing, not being homeless. And so joining me today is Mr. Zero Wilson from Lulu's house. Welcome, Mr. Wilson.
How you doing, Mr. Watson?
Okay, good. Tell us a little bit about Lulu's house. I mean, it's actually a structure, but it's also the name of your organization. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. I've been doing community service work for over 30 years in this community. I've worked with various agencies such as Basin, SASCA, ICDTP, for parole, for family children services, and I see the need for housing out here because of the simple fact, you can't go to work if you don't have a place to lay your head.
Right.
You can't think right if you don't have somewhere to sleep.
Right.
So that's the number one thing that we need to get on. Mm-hmm. You know, workforce is very important. That comes along with it, but we just have to get the steps in order, you know what I mean, so that we can make a circle around these people who are suffering these issues.
Right. Now, we found through the public health report that between 2018 and 2021, 1,157 people died. The majority of Alameda County residents that happen to be homeless are in Oakland.
Yes.
Over 40% of them in Alameda County. The majority, 40.8%, are African American, and of those, men are the highest group. And of that, you also have one of the major causes of death being that related to overdose. Fentanyl, which is just terrible out on the street right now. Now tell us about, do you have a situation where people can get a roof over their head?
Well, we have a situation to where if we get you out there, we address you where you are. Say if you're in substance abuse and you need a place to go, we have a connection with Cherry Hill. We have connection with the detox. So therefore, once we get you in there, that's the first step to get you woke. Because a lot of people are out there and they're on the drugs, but they're not woke. Mm-hmm. So therefore, they need a place, just like I said, it comes back down to housing again.
To detox.
So the detox is nothing but housing. Housing, but it's in a secure place where they can get the rest without the use.
Right.
So therefore, once we get them to that place, they're woke now. Mm-hmm. They're able to kind of direct themselves on where they need to go from now. Mm-hmm. So what we do is we step in and we offer them housing as well as employment. So we work with Origin Materials, which work through all out the city of Oakland, mm-hmm. and they help with the homeless population. They have homeless people who work there who we've housed. So therefore, they're
So they
helping.
actually employ some of
They
them.
they employ them.
Yeah.
They encourage them to find housing and employment. Mm-hmm. They're at every health summit we have. They're very integrated into our community, mm-hmm. and they're a force that works.
And that organization is a partner with Lulu's house.
Yes,
so
it
to
is.
speak. So you have a situation, you can get somebody, let's say they come out of jail. You work with men previously incarcerated as well,
yes.
and women. Let's say they get detoxed. You then are able to help them to get a job.
Yes.
And then you have Lulu's house, which is actually a building?
A building where it has stable housing, where you have a house full of men, mm-hmm. who've gone through the same thing that you've gone through, and that's your support system. Because what it is you have to be around people who recognize the illness. Mm-hmm. They also recognize that we also need help with one another to get out of the situation we're in. Mm-hmm. So therefore, Lulu's house is a place where we structure men, to be the head of their household, to come back to raise their families, and also to have employment. So all these things are taught there, and we have very successful men there.
Okay.
Very successful.
And that's so important because health is a state of spiritual, socioeconomic, psychological, and physical state of well-being, and not simply the absence of disease. And so you said if you don't have a roof over your head, a place to lay down, you can't think clearly, you can't physically be healthy, and you can't get a job, all those kinds of things. So we appreciate you being here. We appreciate working together, collaborating, and we are going to try to grow our network so that we can, as a community, try to save our families, our children, in this community. And we can only do it is if we do it together as a community. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Watson, right here with Zero Wilson from Lulu's house.
And we also have hip hop therapy that's coming up. The next session is October 4th. Be looking up for an update from Dr. Watson, from me, or Mr. Fab. But this is very needed in our community because we have so many people that are running rapid with mental health issues and don't even know that they have them, and then they don't have the resources to go get help. So these are free resources that are being brought to our community to help our community. So please come and be a part of it.
And we want more messages on that, and we're going to try to get other psychological professionals and social professionals to help us with that, as well as medical professionals. Okay, well, thanks for being with us today. And we look forward, make sure you come to the Oakland Ballet September 29th Flower, where the whole mission will be about housing and homelessness, and there'll be a lot of people from the community networking, working together.
Let's see your support, y'all.
Okay.
See you there.
See you there. That's good.
The HealthBeat Show, sponsored by Watson Wellness Water. Your health is your wealth.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me the day my mother had a stroke. I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Protect the ones you love. Spot a stroke fast.
And welcome back to the HealthBeat Show. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Watson, and joining me now is Mr. Tracy Lambert. Mr. Tracy Lambert is one of the member managers of Lulu's house. Welcome to the HealthBeat Show, Mr. Lambert.
How you doing, sir?
Okay,
All
good,
right,
good.
right.
We're so happy that you would be here. You know, one of the things that we're talking about today are the social determinants of health. If you don't have clean parks and recreation, good schools, if you don't have good food and grocery stores, or you are homeless, you lack housing. We found that between 2018 and 2021, 1,157 people who were homeless died. The majority of those were in Oakland, in Alameda County. The majority of those were African American and to a large extent men.
Right.
Now, the organization Lulu's House, you deal with that patient population.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I understand that, you know, as you heard me say, health is a spiritual, socioeconomic, physical, and psychological state of well-being. We heard from Mr. Zero Wilson about a program called hip-hop therapy that Lulu's House is involved in. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yes, it's an organization that Mr. Fab started, and it started under called Thug Therapy, where it dealt with mental health and anxiety and people who are from all walks of life, from all the way from athletes to rappers to producers, you know, people from the streets. We all as Black and Afro-Americans, we all suffer from anxiety and mental health issues, and a lot of times we don't get opportunity to speak about it or talk about it because of the hustle and bustle that we have to be as men and as Black men to deal with with society and the community, right? And so what this does is give us a platform to come in and talk about our issues and talk about our existence and talk about our life. Just like with the first one, we had a pastor came in, and he was a head pastor out of Antioch, and he was going to the gas station, and two young African-American men was attempting to rob him. And he turned to him and said, "Hey, this is not the way." And all he could say to them at that time, they took his keys in his wallet, but he was so grateful to be there to share it with us and to talk about it And then we did the next one we talked about where economics and we coming together as a community and to get out there and start helping our community and help attack the homelessness and all the other things that's going on in society that's really hard in Alameda County.
And you know, that's so important that you say that, particularly in being a black male of any level.
Yes.
Whether you're at high level, low level, there's racism is always there.
Yes, sir.
And there's there's the Willie Lynch thing where we don't love each other enough.
Right,
you know,
sir.
we gotta love each other. So it's so important. And you talked about something, the pastor talked about he was getting robbed by the young people. You know, are there going to be any events or venues that allow the men to engage with the young people? Because we can't just do it with the police.
Right,
we can't just do it with the mayor.
Right.
You know, what can we do? And now you asked me how old I am. We both OGs now.
OGs, right?
Somebody called me an OG the other day, and it made me feel good.
Right.
But what can we do to get with our younger brothers and sisters to hear from them and understand what they're going through?
See, a lot of times when they call me OG now, I tell them I'm out the game and I'm an organized general, right? Mm-hmm. And I, you know, us as Lulu House in the organization, we out there every day. We're in the streets. We're in East Oakland, West Oakland, North Oakland. We're feeding the homeless. We're passing out food. We're reaching out for support. We're coming into you under your leadership and on the higher level to get us on the platform we are now, because it's so important, because you have kids that, you know, they do the drag racing. They're looking for somewhere to go. They are entrepreneurs. They're businessmen. They got all these skills, but they don't have nobody to horn them in and give them the right direction on where they need to go, like we had when we was coming up.
Right.
It's a totally different thing. So, you know, with the parents that's up under the 40 and 50-year-old parents that would be our children now, they having children and there's no direction. And especially in Alameda County, it's just so lost out here with the systemic racism, right? It's hitting now, right? But it's still there, right? And it's the education piece, and we got to get up into the schools, and we got to talk to the kids. And what Lulu House do, we offer men a place to stay where they can get off the streets. And then if they got drug problems, we can help refer them. If they need employment, they can get help. If they need health, we can send them to you. And we are our overall blanket and broker of services, right?
And so, and you're partnering with other organizations.
Is
yes. There a phone number that people could call if they wanted to get in touch with Lulu House?
Yes, absolutely. We have, me and my business partner Zero, we have our phone number is 510-472-2594. And my business partners, well, you know, this is, the media is so vastly about numbers. I can't even remember my mother's phone number, right? It's 510-677-7365.
Okay.
And
we'll print that on the screen so that everybody can get that.
They can get that because
everybody goes to their cell phone.
I was going to go to my phone and reach it.
Okay, well, we're so appreciative that you would be here today.
Thank you.
And talk to us about this, and particularly the mental health piece. That is so important.
Yes.
And we are going to try to work with other organizations to not only give our experiences and our advice and our spirituality, but also to bring in some mental health professionals.
Absolutely.
You know? So we're going to be doing that. And we appreciate you being here. Remember always that your health is your wealth.
Is your wealth, yes, sir.
And when you have your health, you have everything.
You have everything.
Dr. Watson. We'll be right back.
For advertising and sponsorship opportunities, log on to healthbeattv.info.
I'm Dr. Jeffrey Watson. For more information, go to our website, healthbeattv.info. You'll hear more about the information that we're giving you on the HealthBeat Show.
Hart, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. You
constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave. Okay, but remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
And welcome back to the HealthBeat Show. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Watson. Today we are talking about the social determinants of health. Joining me today is Mr. William Krautinger. Did I say it correctly?
Close enough, yeah.
Close enough. Mr.
That
William
works, yeah.
Krautinger from Argent Materials, right here in Oakland. And he is a member of Lulu's House. Lulu's House is both a house, but it's an organization as well. And you know, we talked about the factors that relate to health. Those factors can be clean parks, good schools, recreation, good food, but housing and employment are some major factors in being healthy, because health is a social, psychological, physical, spiritual, and physical state of well-being. Now tell us about what you bring to Lulu's House, which is employment, I understand.
Right. Well, you know, we met probably just over a year ago, and I think what we realized is that, you know, our company has a need for employees. Mm-hmm. And we have positions that fit really well with people that may have, maybe they just re-entered the sphere of work. And so we've got jobs at all levels, and we found that often the folks that are coming from re-entry have this combination of good work ethic and humility. And for what we do, it works out really well. We've benefited as much as those folks have benefited from getting the employment. We've benefited from that partnership.
And what does Argent Materials do? What kind of organization or business is that?
Well, we are, very simply, we are a materials processing company. We create aggregate materials from old concrete and asphalt. A good example would be some of the concrete that came out of the old Bay Bridge. We recycled that into new aggregate material at our facilities. We also now just added some trucks, so we actually create new concrete as well out of recycled concrete.
I didn't know that you could do that.
You can.
So you can recycle, you melt it down or something?
Well, really it's very simple. You just take big pieces and you make them smaller, and you blend them back together at the right amount, in the right amounts. Really simple, actually.
Okay. And so you then train people, hire them.
Right.
Some of them may be re-entry that otherwise couldn't get a job because they have a felony or something like that. You train them. Lulu's House might house them. You help them get housing, and then get jobs, and the different kinds of jobs. What would those kinds of jobs be?
Well, you know, some of the work that we do is the recycling of concrete and asphalt, but some of the other work we do is we actually do a lot in our neighborhood. There's a lot of illegal dumping in our neighborhood that we clean up. There's some general maintenance and cleanup of our properties, but also our streets, not just illegal dumping. And then we do a lot of community work. So depending upon kind of the skill set of the individual, we may have them help us with cleanups on weekends or other community service that we do as well. So it can be anything from, you know, literally pushing a broom or a shovel or a wheelbarrow. We have mechanics type work. We have skilled equipment type work. We have sales positions. We have we're a growing company, so each one of those pieces of our business is looking to grow.
You know, you mentioned something very, very important, doing cleanup. We have found that a lot of illegal dumping happens near homeless encampments. And it may not be that the people from the homeless encampment are putting out all the trash or garbage, but other people dump stuff there. So you have worked in some of those environments to clean them up, is that correct?
We have. We don't, we're not experts at dealing with folks who are living in those sorts of the unhoused, the curbside communities, I think they're referred to. But we have done a lot of cleanup in and around those parts of our neighborhood as well. And again, we found that these individuals, the folks that have come out of situations where perhaps they have incarceration, also have a sensitivity to the kind of needs that you might find in some of these communities as well. I think something that has also been important is it's not just having the right work ethic, but having the right attitude. But we found also that I think Zerl says this a lot, Tracy also, that you kind of have to meet people where they are. Mm-hmm. In some of these positions, you know, if we're opening our doors at 7 a.m., you know, the fact that you could be pretty stringent about the work hours in certain pieces of the business. But there are also pieces of the business where it's okay if you're not there at 7 a.m. You could start at 8. So that flexibility has been important as well, something we've learned along the way with Lulu's house, the help of Lulu's house. So.
Okay. Now, how can people get in touch with you if they're interested in getting training with this kind of work, or even getting employed with some of the jobs that you have? Yeah. How could they get in touch with you?
Great question. So we've partnered with Oakland Private Industry Council, or OPIC. You can reach out to them. We've got a kind of a network set up so you can come right into their situation, which will help you not just with getting a job, but a lot of the services they provide. So OPIC has been not just great for us, but also the folks that we serve in East Oakland.
Oakland Private Industry Council, and we'll be talking with Pastor Langford, who is their director, and they help with training and directing people to employment.
And some of the, you know, sometimes people don't have driver's licenses. Sometimes their housing is a bit unclear. They help with all that. They've been great partners as well.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much,
and
Doctor.
Thank you for all the work that you're doing, because really the issues that we're talking about are public health issues, and they are directly related to determinants of health.
Absolutely.
And we always say that your health is your wealth, and when you have your health, you have everything.
Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Ashanti Altavis, and I'm here to tell you to watch the HealthBeat show.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
When the stadium lights are dimmed, when the cameras stop flashing, when the pads are off, the pressure sinks in and it's just me in a world of expectation. Nobody can carry that alone. But pressure doesn't have to be carried alone. What if we came together as a team? Embrace talking openly about our mental health.
If we reached out, checked in.
Seize the awkward.
Imagine what we could do.
If you have a business, product, or service and would like to advertise on HealthBeat, contact us. We feature affordable advertising for small, growing, and established businesses. Reach an accessible audience to over 4 million viewers. Promote the health and wealth of your business and give us a shot.
For advertising and sponsorship opportunities, log on to healthbeattv.info.
Hello, I'm Dr. Jeffrey Watson, and we are right here with some of our community advocates. We are trying to work as a community to help people to get jobs, to help with homelessness and housing insecurity, and these aspects are the things that will lead to either unhealthiness or healthiness. Joining me from Lulu's house is Mr. Zero Wilson, who is one of the lead managers of Lulu's house. Welcome, Mr. Wilson.
How you doing, Mr. Watson?
Okay, tell us a little bit about Lulu's house.
Well, Lulu's house is an independent shared housing for men. We strive to help men who are homeless, who are looking and seeking for a better way of life. We are teamed up with Argent Materials, which do a lot of work in the city. This is my partner, Bill, who's right next to me, and my partner, Tracy. We've been doing community service work for over 20 years in this community. So we know what it takes to bring life and love and involvement back to our community with the help of other resources through our community and agencies, such as PIC, which is helping us with our 501c3 and our workforce program, which is coming soon. So look forward to this. But this is the way that we help Oakland give back. Thank you.
In Oakland, we have found that housing insecurity is the largest in Alameda County. In Alameda County, between 2018 and 2021, we had 1,157 people die that were homeless. The social determinants of good health include healthy parks, healthy schools, businesses, but housing is a very important aspect of that. This group here also knows that as it relates to those who are unhoused, that 40.8% of those who died that were homeless were African Americans. The majority of those were men, African American men. And you've heard this organization say that they are going to try to house men, and we need your support. This is Pastor Langford here from the Private Industry Council, who is helping with training people to get jobs, something so much important. I'm a doctor. This is a public health problem. So we want your help, and we want the community to become involved. It's not just the mayor's issue. It's not just the city council's issue. It's our issue. And let's try to solve it together. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Watson. Remember always that your health is your wealth, and when you have your health, you have everything. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Watson. Thanks for being with us on this episode of the HealthBeat Show, where we try to educate you about different aspects of healthcare, about eating right, exercising right, what you can do to help yourself, how to access the healthcare system, what kind of questions to ask, what you should do for any particular disease state. Because I always believe that your health is your wealth, and when you have your health, you have everything. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Watson. We'll see you next time.
You don't have to take my word, but I heard if you have your health, you have everything.